All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to be looking at having the Pixel 6 Pro for about 2 weeks now. Now, Google did send this over to me, and I appreciate it. This is a gift from Google from Team Pixel. I made this wallpaper. You like it? It's dope, right? So I'm going to address some questions, and I'm going to show you a bug that I found in the Android operating system, Android 12, that's not affecting my Pixel 6. It's really strange, and I've tried different things. We're going to address that right now. So I'm going to answer some of your questions as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the matte screen protector that is on this device. This is IQ Shields, and I got the matte version. I have a link for clear and matte down below because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. And one of the main questions, obviously, I'm getting is the fingerprint reader. So does it work? Yes, it does. With no problems whatsoever. I've had this on now for easily 4 days, I think, or 5 days. I didn't put out the video right when I got the screen protector. I used it for a little bit, but as you can see, if you saw that first video, there was lots of bubbles and everything all over it. Let me clean it up a little bit here, because it's definitely it's sealed up. When you have a screen protector, you have to make sure you give it a chance to actually, adhere to the device. And sometimes when you do those videos, you want to put it out right away. But what I did was I put that video out, and then I used this. I've been using this for at least the last 5 days on this phone, and it's smoothed out. There's no more bubbles or anything like that. I got a little one on there when I took the case on and off. I ripped it off kind of hard, but nonetheless, the screen protector works. The fingerprint reader is just fine with it. No ifs, ands, or buts or anything. You just rest your finger on there like normal, and it's opening the same speed as it always has been, even without this screen protector. Now, the flip side of that is I bought Super Shields for the Pixel 6 that I bought, and that matte screen protector, it won't let me use it with this. It just won't register to open the phone with my finger on it, so I had to take it off. And I might send it back, but it was like $8 for a 6-pack. So I might just say squash it and try it again later. But I've been getting a lot of questions on the fingerprint reader. Does it work with the matte screen protector? Yes, it does. Now, I've been getting questions on the skin. This is SophieGuard.com, so be sure to check that out as well. I got a video up on that as well. SophieGuard.com is where you want to find the skins. You can put together any combination you want. Lots of people are rocking with it. And this, because the way this phone is built, it is very easy to install these skins and get like these different sections right here. So I put the blue on now, took off the gold because I'm not representing no Saints fans. Now I'm splitting. But yeah, I just wanted to change it up because Sophie Guard supplied me with the skin and I wanted to mix it up. And I also have a black top I could put on there as well, but just doing something different. I think it's really good. So the skin will adhere. You go ahead and put it on and you heat it up and everything will be fine. So matte screen protector, question, out of the way. Skin, question, out of the way. Now let's get to some things that I've been told, and there's some things that have come to my attention on my comments through you guys. You guys are bringing this to my attention, and I wanted to address it here. The first thing I wanted to talk about is Twitter. So some of you guys are saying, Jay, does your Twitter stutter and all this other nonsense? First of all, I want to say to people out there that are saying the Twitter application is stuttering, and don't think I'm trying to be funny, but who reads their Twitter line like this? Who's reading Twitter like this? Absolutely nobody. You can't even see what's going on there unless you have some special eyes or something like that. So folks, save that conversation. It's super lame. It's another weak attempt to me to take a shot at something. And I just think it's petty, but that's just how I feel. I'm not saying these people are wrong. I think it's a silly argument to say it scrolls slow. That's just the silliest thing I've ever seen. Last time I checked, you read Twitter like this. And you scroll to the next one and you read it. And you scroll to the next one and you read it. It's just weird, some of the things people are coming up with to kind of mess with this phone, I believe. I think it's strange. So another thing is, so I checked this here. Another thing is software bugs and people saying it's Android, it's the phone itself. It is not the Pixel 6 Pro that is bad. It is Android 12 that has a few bugs. And I'm going to show you a bug right now that has nothing to do with the Studio app and all that. Well, kind of. Because I want to say this. I want to tell you, one of the reasons I don't put out videos very fast, like a review or whatever, 4 or 5 days later, like a lot of people do, is because you don't know what's going to happen. So at the beginning of me having this phone 2 weeks ago, I had no software problems. Now I do. So I'm reporting them to you. The Studio app is a creator's tool. That app right there is something that content creators use to get to look at their comments. And I'll show you what it looks like. I want to get in here. I don't want to expose too much. All right, so this is what the Creator Studio app looks like. Now, what you're going to find is sometimes, here's the way this app is starting to act for me. I personally will go here to hidden, held for review, and a lot of times it'll crash and won't even open it. Just like that. So that is what's happening with me for that. Now, the way I solved for that was I go into here, I go into apps, I go into here, and I force close it, and then I clear the cache, and that's it. I just go in here and clear it like it's brand new on the device. You don't really have to uninstall if you don't want to. When you do that, it wipes out any information that was in there, and then it'll go ahead and start up like new again. So if I go to it and press it, it looks new. But then when I hit get started down here, it's going to be back in, and here we are again. That is the problem I'm having with this device when it comes to using it. I can respond to comments, but when I try to go to my held for review section, it always crashes on me. So that situation right there is happening on both of my phones now. That wasn't happening 2 weeks ago, and that's why I think follow-up videos like this are very much needed. But let me say this. That is not just happening on these phones, it's happening across all of my Android phones. To be honest, it's not happening on my iOS device. Why? Because the developers on that side have updated it. That's the way I see it. Android 12, on the other hand, is probably not optimized for that device, that application yet, so that is why it's happening. That does not mean that both of these phones are trash. I think those, again, are weak attempts to just find a conversation to narrative to start to go that way to make it seem like the Pixel phones are trash. Let's be honest here. Okay, and before you say I'm defending these phones, I'm pointing out the bugs too. So how am I defending the phones? You know what I mean? So those are now happening to me, son. Those are happening, and I'm showing you. Now I want to show you a very strange bug. Check this out. Since I have both, I want to show this to you. Now, first I want to go to display, and I want to show you my display settings. And there's a reason I'm showing you my display settings, so just hang with me here. All right, so now this could be a number of things, but I don't know what it is, but it still shouldn't happen like this. So here is my font size. I have mine to large, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because your man, got some vision challenges, all right? So I got them to large. Let me check this email, make sure there's nothing. All right, hold on just a second. All right, so I got my font set to large, right? Because I need to be able to see it, all right? So let me show you a bug that I found right now, live, on here. So you go to apps, and the reason the YouTube Studio is here is because it's recent, but I go to all apps, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. YouTube Studio is the last app. Do you see where the YouTube Studio app is cut off? That is a bug. And look here on my Pixel 6, it shows. That's a bug that I found. I found that recently. I found it. And I was like, yo, what's the deal? And so that is something, again, I don't know why it's only happening to the Pixel 6 Pro. Could it be the resolution? It could be anything. I know the experts are going to come out and say, oh, Jay, that's because of this. And you know what? Okay, hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. But I'm not an expert. I'm not an app developer. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So again, this is why you can't put out a review within 3 to 5 days after having a device, or even 2 weeks after having a device, in my opinion, because something's going to happen. And this is what happened. You know what I mean? So now I'm having some issues with the software, but it's not like major, you know what I'm saying? It's not something to make me say, oh my gosh, this phone is trash, son. It's horrible. It won't scroll through Twitter. It won't do all these things. It's messing up. Nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. The phone is fire, straight up. So one thing, and that's it. Those are the bugs, B. Those are the bugs. I found out that for some reason it's cut off at the bottom. I don't know what that's about. I don't have developer mode turned on, so I'm not doing anything like that. Anything you could think of, I'm just using this as the way it came to me out of the box, and I just installed the applications. So if you think that I'm tweaking it in any kind of way to make that possibly happen, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? So that's that. So the fingerprint reader, check the box. It works with the matte screen protector. The skin, these are your questions I'm answering. You know what I mean? In Android 12, I'm now seeing some bugs. That's what it is. But again, slow down, B. Slow down. If you scrolling too fast on Twitter to read stuff, Slow down. Nobody reads Twitter like that. Now, after all of that kind of talk, man, listen, this phone, even with those those real small things that are happening, the phone is not trash. This is a hot phone. This phone and this phone are the phones to beat, period. These are the phones to beat. Here I am recording this on November 5th, Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. So depending on when you see this, I might launch it today. I might launch it Saturday. I might launch it Sunday, whatever. I still feel the same. And if I have other bugs and stuff come out, I'll report them to you. So I want to talk about battery life now. To me, these are still 2 weeks in. I'm kind of getting the feel for my battery. And let me just say it directly. The battery life on these are pretty much the same. I'm just getting more standby time and just a little bit more screen on time out of the bigger one, because obviously it's got a 400 milliamp hours more. 5,003 versus 4618 or whatever this one has. So 4,600 and 5,000. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a little bit more, hopefully. It should be. But that battery size doesn't mean anything, because my iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, oh my gosh, the battery is sick on this thing, man. It is putting down better standby time, obviously, because the iPhones don't run anything in the background. You know what I mean? So it's putting down better standby time, obviously. I'm going days on my 13 Pro and the 13. And these phones right here with the bigger batteries, it just comes down to optimization. That's what it's about. But this isn't something that's new. We already know that the iPhones have stellar battery, period. Not all of them, but these newer ones do. Apple, they came with the truth on that. They have good battery, and the battery life on both of those phones, my Pro and my Pro, okay, I'll save that. But the battery life on all of my iPhone 13s are better than both of these phones. And that's just what it is. But let me say this. These have great battery. They have great battery. Android has a lot of resources going on, because of the way it's fragmented, with the way it's open source. It's just stuff all over the place with Android. But folks, this isn't something that's new. This is good battery life when I compare it to other Android phones. It's fantastic battery life. On this Pixel 6 Pro, I can go a little over a day, like a full 24 hours, and get between 7 and 9 hours of screen on time if you want to calculate screen on time. I don't like to do it that way, but I just like to talk about how much is off the charger. So 2 weeks later, it's kind of getting even better, because at first I think most I saw was 7 hours and 45 minutes or so. Now it's pushing the limits a little bit longer. Standby is getting better, but it's still not iPhone standby. You know what I mean? It's not iPhone battery level. But the screen on time, like the days that I do get high screen on time are the days that the phone doesn't last that long. You know what I mean? Like, so the days that I got 9.5 hours screen on time, the phone only lasted 17.5, 18 hours, because I was constantly boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So that's just my battery life, though. Your battery life could be different. You could get better standby time. Now, when I say this, if I were to, because these are my 2 daily drivers, literally. Is the SIM card in both of these. Let me turn off Wi-Fi so you can see. There is a SIM card in both. And I'm freaking using them, as you can see here. Verizon and T-Mobile. Know what I mean? So I'm using these things, and I'm just, they're getting regularly used. So phone calls, emails, texts, social media, streaming, it's all there. You know what I mean? So, but having 2 phones regularly move like this, it could be kind of difficult, because one is going to get more time than the other. And so therefore the standby time or the screen on time is going to increase on the other. This is the challenges of having more than one phone. I actually have 4 lines, but one is in the office right here. The other one is in the other room. And these 2, like whatever SIM cards they are, they're rolling with me. I have to carry a Verizon SIM card because, boom, the network is crazy. So the network on these has been tested on T-Mobile. I did look at T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. And you can also use this on Visible and stuff like that. If I guess you have to call it. I put my Visible SIM card in here and boom. It's also been tested on US Mobile. All work flawlessly, folks. No problems whatsoever. Live unlocked when you can. Again, as a disclaimer, Google sent me this Pixel 6 Pro and I bought the Pixel 6, both unlocked directly from Google. So if you have a carrier model, you're only going to get the network speeds of your carrier. You know what I mean? So these phones are fire, folks. Even with the small little bugs, That's my approach to it. I don't know what else you want me to do. I see a lot of people out there like really slamming it hard. Like, oh my gosh, I just don't understand how that approach is being taken, I guess, when we're both now, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me say this, respect to the people who was having all of those bugs initially and I didn't have them. I didn't say anything. I just said, hey, it doesn't apply to me. Now it applies to me. But look, I told you, hey, this is how I'm trying to take care of the YouTube Studio app. There's still going to be people out there that say, well, I shouldn't have to do all that. You know what I mean? So be it, man. You're right. It's supposed to just work out of the box. I don't disagree with you. But until then, find a way. And when I go in and force to close the app, fire it back up, it's working for me now. Even the little bug in the settings where you can't see the Studio app, here's how you get to the Studio app if you're down here. Like if you're here, if it doesn't, okay, it's going to show in the recent, but you hit that little button right there and you type YT, YouTube Studio app. You can search for your apps within the apps. So there's always a way. It's just a matter about how you approach the situation. And if you're going to let it just overtake you and just being so bad, you know what I mean? So word of advice to people out there looking to buy the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be saying this for some time to come. I mean, I'm going to be saying this probably for a long time. I prefer a smaller powerhouse device. I said this initially. I say it again. Google gave me both of those, but they split it. Now, I mean, I didn't get my Quad HD. I didn't get, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to beat that horse up. But I will tell you this. I don't care if this phone does have a few bugs. It has nothing to do with Google sending me one. Absolutely nothing, because the Studio app thing, it's now crashing on both of these. You know what I mean? Like, so at first I wasn't having any problems when I had this one 2 weeks ago. Then I got this one in and then I wasn't having any problems. And now here we are about 4 days in with this device, or going on 5 days with this device. Now the Studio app is crashing. And so it is crashing on both of them. So this is Android 12, folks. It's not just these phones. If you have Android 12 on your device and you're having problems with a certain app and it's crashing, tell me in the comments. And I'll try that app and I'll see if mine is crashing. You know what I mean? So as a whole, I just think it's weird how everybody's speaking like all of these things are because of the Pixel and all that other stuff. I mean, if that's your approach, that's your approach, whatever it may be. I'm telling you, from where I sit, this is the phone to beat and this is the phone to beat. But what did I say throughout this video? They don't have the best battery. And I didn't even talk about cameras because I bought something, right? I'm going to tell you right now, small little spoiler, whatever. I bought something that I said I wouldn't buy because I got tired of hearing about it. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. I bought one of them. I bought two of them actually, but I bought this other one. I bought this other one because I really wanted to see if it was going to be worth it. Like if I could compare them or whatever. Hold on. Let me check in with wifey real quick. Hold on. All right. So my take on this is that however you approach it, you know what I mean? Like there's some people I've seen them, and listen, I ain't trying to take shots at nobody. If I have a conflict with somebody, I'm going to talk to them privately. I'm not going to take little subtle shots of them on the internet. I'm too old for that. I'm a grown man. If I have something to say, I'm just going to say it out loud. But to the person privately, out of respect. You know what I mean? There's no, all that childish stuff, all the stuff I see in the comments too are hilarious. All the name calling, all that stuff. Folks, that's childish. Grow up, man. Grow up. You grown man, hopefully. I know you're at least 16. I mean, whoever you are, woman or man, act like it, man. Don't let these devices get you fired up because somebody else said something. But my take on people saying it's trash and Google needs to go back to the drawing board, or you only saying that because Google sent it to you. Folks, let me tell you something. You ain't saying nothing I ain't never heard, son. I hear this every year. Just because someone sent me a device, I'm being biased. Whatever. If that's how you feel, stop coming by here. I guess that's all I got. I'm going to have fun with this thing, man. I'm having fun with it. And I say, this phone right here is not trash just because there's bugs happening on this one and they're not on this one, or both of them have the same bug or whatever it may be. It doesn't affect me like that. My life is not geared around these phones right here. There's other things going on, you know what I mean? So this is a part of the fun part that I have with doing something like this. This is my little side thing, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to make sure that I'm having fun with this. Shout out to Team Pixel all day. That's just what it is, man. If you rocking with Team Pixel and you genuinely like Pixels, I know who you are. We can all see who genuinely likes the phones. And we can see who's flip-flopping just because. So when it comes to looking at reviews on these things, man, there's no way that I can give you a review in 2 weeks. but I can give you a follow-up every week. You know what I mean? And in between that, put out a case video, put out a screen protector, put out this. I can give you. That, to me, is a better way to review a device, but I'm not right in the way I think. I'm not saying my word is bond, you know what I mean? I'm just saying this is the way I like to do it. So if you don't want to review at a gradual process that leads up to the big bang in 3 months or 6 months or whatever, you're on the wrong channel. If you want it to be finessed in 1 week or 3 or 4 days or 2 weeks, you're in the wrong channel. I just want to use these devices every day and report back to you in a week or 5 or 6 days. And now I can't keep it any more real than that. I told you I'm now having problems with the phone, but it's not a knockdown drag out. You're not going to hear me say, this is trash, this is horrible, yellow tint on the screen, all this other nonsense. I think it's funny. The fingerprint reader's trash. All these things, man, you are wasting your energy coming here with that, B. I don't feel like that. I speak for myself. And there's plenty of other people out there who are using these phones. You know the fingerprint reader is slower than my OnePlus 9 Pro. I've pointed this out already. I know the battery isn't as good as my 13 Pro or my 13. I know the performance on here, the benchmarks, it benchmarks at 580,000 and the iPhone benchmarks at 800,000. I know this. The Tensor chip is new. Not going to make any excuses for it. I can't find some games in the Play Store that should be on this phone. I can't even find Asphalt 9. Why? Probably because those apps are not customized or they're not ready to be developed to match these phones for this chip. Could that be it? I don't know, man. I'm not a developer. I don't know anything about that. I just know that when I search in the store, I couldn't find Asphalt 9 bars. You already know what it is. I tried to search Asphalt 9 and it didn't show up. Like, where's it at? Where's Asphalt 9, son? There's 8. You think I'm lying? I think that it's because it's not compatible. What else could it be, man? Similar apps. The most I can get is Android or is Asphalt 8. So that to me means this chip still needs work. It's got to be made to where apps are customizable to, or apps are compatible with it. Not customizable. Apps need to be compatible with it. It's got to be the chip, right? I could be wrong, but what else could it be? I'm out, son. I hope you guys enjoyed a 2-week follow-up. I gave you a week follow-up. And obviously, when you watched that one, I felt a little bit different. But now 2 weeks in, having a couple little issues, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Android 12 is beta. That's just how I feel. Seeing as though I was a beta tester for several years about software, this is nowhere near beta software. It's called bugs when it comes out the gate. Every iPhone has a bug when it comes out the gate. Every Android phone just about has a bug when it comes out the gate. Get over it, man. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed the phones to beat. Team Pixel, where you at, baby?